with a little faith.
Just a little bit.
Hello, vlog people. Well, you've known from the Kaufman family, from Gracie, from Lisa, and now I want to introduce you to the one I've actually known the longest, my good friend, my dear old friend, David Kaufman.
Not that old.
You're
okay.
well,
not that old.
Aren't you
Hello,
older than
vlog
me?
people.
Hello, vlog people.
Hello,
I have a
vlog people.
small bite or something on me.
You do.
And there's
You
a
have
sort of
like
a weird
little-
optical. Like if I sit here, I look like my head is
I
much
know.
smaller than
I
yours.
noticed that. And if I get up here, or if I just lean back, I'm shrinking. I'm shrinking. We're growing. We're growing.
Okay, this is. I
That's
feel
weird.
like we're stoned or something.
I know.
I've known David since college, since UCLA.
Yes.
And also, when Bruce and I wrote Down to Earth, we auditioned David, came in, and we were able to use you for the series.
Yes, but you know, there's a story with that, and I don't know if
Really?
you remember this
no.
story actually. And it is true. We've known each other since
He was
UCLA
on that
days.
series for 4 years.
I'm looking at you there talking, but I should look at you here.
Yeah, that's
It's
not
very-
really me.
I know that's
an
not you.
illusion.
That's
this
you.
is me.
You're here.
You've done a
not
lot
there.
of television to not know this. Of course, you don't usually live in Video Village.
No, that's true.
Different,
I'm on
okay.
the other side of
Right,
the
okay.
computers usually.
What's the story?
Anyway,
Is it going to be hurtful and rude?
no.
What did I do?
So we knew. I knew Sam at UCLA. I knew really more of Sam
yeah.
at UCLA. We weren't really
No.
that close because Sam, you did a lot of musical theater,
Yeah.
and I was,
You were in more...
I was the dramatic actor
Yeah.
at the time. But you know, I regret now not doing more musical theater back then.
I regret
really
you
do.
not too because I've said,
do.
oh my God, we forgot his mother has been on. His
Yeah,
mother
my
wrote
mom.
the,
My
hello,
Vlog
vlog
people,
people,
hello.
Well, not
That's
only
my
is
mom.
she musical, but so is David, and he plays the piano and he sings. No one would ever know these things.
I actually played the entire score of Jesus Christ Superstar for my high school production when I was a junior.
Really?
Yeah,
You did.
I was
You
that
let
good of a
that go.
piano player, and I let it go, and I regret that now. I really do. Which is a lesson. Don't ever let things go. Continue with anything you're working on, even as a young person.
Well, but
Continue
we
on
don't
with
have
it.
time for everything all at once.
Well, we don't, and that's what I thought at UCLA. I was like, no, I really, really want to focus on myself as
And
a
it served
serious
you very
actor.
well.
And it has.
Well, not
But now,
serious.
at this point in my
But
life,
you've mostly done comedy.
that's right.
David,
that's
by
right.
the way, we'll skip it.
Okay,
We'll get around.
but anyway, let me get back
Okay,
to the
what's
Down to
the
Earth
story?
So,
Oh, no,
anyway.
I know it's going to be something horrible that I did.
So I went in to audition for Down to Earth, which
Yeah.
is the show that Sam and Bruce
Bruce.
Newberg created.
Yeah.
And I walked into the audition, and I was still at UCLA at the time.
Really?
You know,
Was
it's-
I?
the
Oh, I
Down to
quit
Earth
by
is
then.
actually the reason I didn't graduate.
So
Never
we're
officially
responsible
graduated.
for
You
your
are responsible for my never
lack of
having
education.
graduated from college.
But you got a
That's
diploma
true.
in life
Yes.
and in television.
Yes. And
Such
in
as
Down
it was.
to Earth.
And in Down to Earth. Okay, go on. What
But
did I
anyway,
do to you?
I walked into the audition, and
Oh,
Bruce and
no.
Sam were sitting there, and I walked in, and I thought to myself, that's Sam Harris from UCLA. Oh, he's auditioning against me. Oh, okay. All right. I really did. I thought
I was
you
sitting
were
behind
there.
the table?
No, you were sitting in the waiting room. You were sitting in the lobby. I don't know why,
uh-huh.
but you were there, and I was sitting there with my sides, like actors do. And we're
Right.
sitting there, and you check everybody else out in the lobby,
Right.
and you're like,
I never knew this story.
I can beat him up for this role.
That's so
And I
great.
actually looked over, and we nodded and said hi. And I don't know if you remember this, but I said to you, "Are you guys are here auditioning?" And no kidding,
What did I say?
Sam turned to me. You turned to me and you went, "We created the show." And I was like, "Oh."
Did I do it with that kind of
You did
attitude?
it with that attitude, yeah. We created the show.
You were playing 16.
Yeah, I was playing 16, and I was like,
23,
no, I was 14
42,
at the time.
14.
Yeah.
No, how old were you? 22?
I was like 20...
21, 22, 2?
21,
23.
I think. 21. Please, don't make me any older than...
Oh, please. We all know. David is one of the few people
If you
that's
look on
IMDb
it
is
says I'm
actually
39.
wrong.
I am
wrong
39.
information.
It's not wrong at all.
It is. Okay.
Everything on IMDb is
Okay,
correct.
so David, you probably... First of all, that's not true. Because mine is a lie. Mine is a lie. It says that
Yeah.
I'm 5 years older than I am.
Mm-hmm.
We try to change it, and they are so strict.
So
but,
we got to know each other
Yeah.
Down to Earth those years, and
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun.
And then, of course, it went on. And then the part of the gang, the group that Danny and I hang out with and laugh with and play games with, David and Lisa are a part of. And we laugh a lot.
We do laugh a lot.
We laugh a lot. But before we go into that, you also, well, you've had gazillions of commercials, lots of episodic, but also, you've also become sort of like which I was surprised, I think, even you, that you started to become doing the lead characters on all these animated shows.
Yeah, I have. I've done a lot of cartoons.
Stuart Little.
I did the voice of Stuart Little on the HBO animated show.
Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom, I'm the voice of. Jimmy.
Jimmy Neutron.
Not Jimmy Neutron. Everybody always says Jimmy. That's Debbie Derryberry. No, Jimmy
Cricket.
from
Jiminy
Superman.
Cricket. Jimmy from Superman, and also, what's the other one?
Aldrin. Aldrin on the Buzz on Maggie. His
Yeah.
name. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really fun. I
isn't
really
it nice?
like
What
doing
do
it.
you don't have to shower. Or
You don't have to shower. You don't have to shave. You don't have to dress. Just roll out of bed and.
And
yeah,
how
it's
cool
great.
is it to have like your animated things that all of the age that your kid is, and that's oh my God, that's my daddy's voice.
Yeah.
Does that confuse
Grace,
them?
No, Grace calls me Daddy Phantom. And she made
Because
that
he's
up.
never
I thought that
here.
was pretty good. I thought that
Because
was
he's
very
never
clever of her.
here. He's like a phantom.
No,
that's not true. He's always here. In fact, Lisa was
No, too
commenting
much.
on how you work together in television. Now you're coaching together. You're doing all these things together
Yes.
that you never are.
I know,
apart.
that's what I mean.
We never get a
Work
break
together.
from each other.
No.
Ever.
And now it can get ugly.
It can. Yeah, you don't want to see. I've done a lot of different avenues. I had a whole commercial era where I couldn't not book a commercial.
I know. And now you're a father of two,
Mhm.
Grace and Henry.
Grace and Henry.
Grace is such the little performer.
It's a weird thing though, as an actor parent, because there's a part of you, and really in all seriousness, there's
Yeah.
a part of you that's like, I do not want my child to do this. I
Right.
do not want them to. It's a really hard business, and it can be very frustrating, and it's really, really hard on your ego.
Yeah,
quite often.
of course.
But oh my God, it is such a strong pull, because if you see the slightest little bit of talent in your kid, and Grace has a ton of talent.
She does, David.
She-
She does.
she-
Very talented.
you wanna
And whatever drive she doesn't have, you'll have for her.
You wanna help that blossom.
If she had a proclivity for math, would you even know it?
She does not. I know she does not have a proclivity for that. I
she's
absolutely
not
know
good
that.
at it.
And I actually pushed soccer a little bit, because I thought,
She should do something
maybe,
besides
she should
show
do.
business.
So I said, do you want to do soccer?
and she's
this
like,
fall?
what costumes do I get to wear?
I showed her pictures of soccer. She goes,
No,
no,
not for me.
No.
She's also around a lot of loud, colorful, funny people.
Yeah. None
Not myself,
that live
not-
in the
no.
general vicinity.
No, I don't know about Henry yet. I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a lot more physical than she was. We didn't have to baby-proof the house or anything for Grace, but Henry gets into everything.
There's nothing anywhere.
Seriously, nothing that he doesn't get into.
Well, and that's what we're already
And
gonna
so
find.
I think he's climbing, and he's already doing somersaults and so. So I think he'll be a little more physically active.
Maybe she can teach him a
Yes, she
dance
will.
number.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe he'll be like Mike in the chorus line. I'm watching Cisco Twitter pop.
Oh my
So
God,
I
you
could
really
do
should have
that.
done musical
I'm
theater.
telling you, I missed
I can do
my
that.
call.
You've had so many
One
callings,
morning,
and you're a
6
talented. You're a
o'clock,
talented
dance
videographer. He's going to sing for you. Go ahead,
I don't like shoes and tights and all.
sing a little bit.
My foot's too small, so I stuff his shoes with extra socks. Boom, boom, boom.
Run 7
7
blocks.
blocks, the train going by through me. And
He
nothing
did
flies.
decide I took a seat. He said that all the items have to find my. You have to be able to go with it.
That's
Dave.
true.
That's
I
why the
missed
musical
that.
theater
I
thing didn't
know,
really
I
work
know,
out.
yeah, yeah.
And also, you've got to sing louder and project. You can't be like,
Well, that's kind of a hippie, cool kind of.
I'm watching Cisco
pitter pat.
That's what you need.
Yeah,
to
but I don't have the power that you have. That was
do.
the
I've
thing
heard you
that
yell at
threw
your
me.
wife. Yes, you do.
Well, that, yeah. it's
David's
true.
kind of a research freak like I am.
That's true.
And without going into too much detail, what do you think of what's happening with this, with the whole, with what's out there, what people are saying, the sort of the climate of the barometer of the Sarah Palin thing?
What scares me and what's really, really sad what is happening, I'm sorry, this is my opinion. No, I'm not sorry about my
Okay.
opinion. The scary thing, no matter which side of the fence you're on, Democrat or Republican, the election went right to where I was really hoping it wouldn't go to, which is like, a lot of fluffy name-cally, well, they did this and you said that, and what about this, and da-da-da-da. And
No
I
issues.
haven't heard healthcare mentioned. You don't want to tell people how to vote. You can't really tell people how to vote.
I can't.
But he was the initial candidate of change. And John McCain is trying to steal that campaign a little bit and twist it around. And I just think that it's really, really, really important that people research what's going on. Who has a better healthcare plan? Who's actually talking about healthcare? Who's talking about the environment? And who's going to bring about real change for these kind of things, And the McCain campaign was the initial side talking about Obama has no experience, he has no experience. And then they brought in a candidate who has had even less experience, and all of a sudden experience is not that important. I are we done? I think, are we finished? Sam? I guess we're done. So, okay, I will. Goodbye, vlog people.